So recently I lost over $100,000 between Luna and UST with the meltdown that just happened, which I'm sure you're well aware if you're watching this video. And in this video, what I'm going to do is break it into two parts. First, I'm going to explain to you 6 really important lessons that I learned. And then also I'm going to cover 6 steps or my plan to make all of this money back. So if you are or have been affected by the Luna and UST fiasco, which I know is the vast majority, or maybe not the majority, but a significant portion of crypto participants, then make sure that you watch this video till the end. Okay, with that being said, my name is Adam Winnig. I've been trading and involved with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency since about 2014 and help make this channel to make your trading easy, lucrative, and fun. So with that being said, yes, I was a Luna and UST believer. I believe that the Terra ecosystem was the most exciting ecosystem in all of crypto. They were, actually pushing one of the only projects or only chains that were actually pushing further real world use adoption. I think a lot of what they built was absolutely brilliant, which I'm sure, maybe you thought the same if you're watching this video. With that being said, I got caught with my pants down a little bit, like a lot of us did. And it hurts. It's been a painful past week. But here's my plan. Okay. So let me explain how I plan to make this back and then some lessons that I learned. So the first thing is that nothing is too big to fail. So, Terra was the second largest blockchain only behind Ethereum. And, it was massive, right? This thing was a Goliath. It was at their height. They had $31 billion locked in this ecosystem. Now there's, 278 million. So it completely tanked. If we look at this, we had at its height, maybe around a $34 billion market cap for Luna, and it's at $1 billion, right? It's crazy what's actually happened. But it taught me this lesson that's nothing is too big to fail. And it leads me to the second point that I learned to never allocate more than 20% to anything. To no protocol, to no, certain cryptocurrency, never, because we've just learned this lesson that nothing is too big to fail. Now, thankfully, I had less than 20%, I would say, in exposure to Luna and UST in my portfolio, but it was probably close to that. So long story short is, never allocate more than 20% because we don't know what can happen, right? Like nobody would have expected this, the second largest blockchain, to be non-existent today, right? So I think that's really important. And especially because we still are new in crypto, I think it's still important to diversify. So yeah, definitely learn that lesson. The third thing is that Twitter can really be a dangerous echo chamber, okay? The way that the Twitter algorithm works, right, is it feeds you content that you want to see, right? And that's not necessarily the best thing to do for deciding how to invest, right? And I kind of got in this dangerous ecosystem, right? Or echo chamber where everything I saw on my timeline was bullish Luna, bullish UST, right? And that's, those are the people that I followed. And I got into this echo chamber where I thought, okay, there's no way this thing can fail because everybody is talking about how good this thing is, right? So it's really important to understand that, all social media algorithms, that's the way that they work. If you look at YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, they all work this way, right? They feed you content that you want to see. That's it, right? Because they know that you'll spend more time on their platform. And so just be aware that it can be a dangerous echo chamber. And that leads me to my fourth point is that in order to be a better investor moving forward I'm going to spend more time reading counter arguments. And I know Ray Dalio talked about that in his book called Principles. That, he likes to bring in people from 2 opposing viewpoints to argue so that way he can get the best understanding from both sides. And I think that, that you can easily use Twitter as a search tool, right? And if you type in Luna Ponzi, and obviously there's a lot of people that, talked about Luna being a Ponzi scheme, and I kind of glazed over it, but I didn't really dive deep into these guys' thought processes, which I wish I would have done. I wish I would have, taken a look at the other side a little bit more seriously. And I'll definitely be doing that moving forward, especially if I'm betting heavily on something, is to spend almost equal time looking at the other side of the story, because that'll probably help me make a better decision, help me assess risks better, and help me ultimately just make a better decision, right? With all this being said, I'm actually really, really thankful that I am heavily invested in these markets, and I'm thankful that I went through these situations. And I couldn't have said that a week ago, or even 4 or 5 days ago. I couldn't have said that, but I actually am thankful because it really did teach me a lot. And I know for a fact I'm somebody that I just got to learn the lessons the hard way. You know, I can read it in a book or I can listen to somebody on YouTube, but if I don't live through it, a lot of times I don't really learn the lesson deeply. And I felt like this chart may be like the most helpful chart when like thinking about market cycles and how to try to time market cycles or get an idea of where we're at in the market cycle. And I think that, you know, markets are just a compilation of human beings, right? And human beings are all emotional. And in a sense, the market moves in an emotional way, right? And if we look at this, I feel like I went through this. Like I really like felt this here, just here and now, right? Like optimism, belief, thrill, right? Like thrill, I got to tell everyone to buy, right? And I'll be honest, I was on here, I was talking heavily about LUNA UST. Like this thing was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it was. I mean, like it was doing something totally groundbreaking. Euphoria, I'm a genius, we're all going to be rich, right? Complacency, you know, and the thing is like when the market crashes, it crashes way faster than it goes up. And I'd be curious where you guys think that we're at. So let me know in the comments where you think that we're at in this cycle. But I know for LUNA and UST holders, we already went through anxiety. We already went through denial, which is my investments are with great companies, they'll come back. Panic, shit, everyone is selling, I need to get out. We already went through that. Capitulation, boom. Anger, you know, if you were on, you know, crypto Twitter, people were angry, you know, and depression, right? My retirement is lost. How can I pay for all this new stuff? I'm an idiot, right? So we've went through that. Like for LUNA and UST holders, and this thing is likely not coming back. You know, maybe there's they have different plans of a Terra 2.0 or whatever. It's not decided at this point. But I think, you know, with the overall market, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't know where we're at exactly. You know, where we're at in this market cycle. Are we at denial? Oh, my investments are in, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They'll come back, you know, shit, everyone is selling. I need to get out. Capitulation. I'm getting 100% out of the markets. I think for a lot of altcoins, we've really hit that sort of step. I don't know for Bitcoin and Ethereum if we've necessarily like capitulated and are at this anger depression phase. So that's why I think that there maybe could be lower prices to be seen. Obviously, $30,000 is a huge support area here, but like my gut, and again, I'm just being honest, I could be wrong, but my gut is I feel like we maybe haven't capitulated with Bitcoin and Ethereum where people are like angry. Like maybe this wick down candle people were briefly, but I think that like, yeah, I think we could come down to like 24,000, maybe 20. I couldn't see us going much lower than that. I think at that point, people would be freaking out, which maybe we do, right? Because the market likes to go to max pain. So anyways, but just living through this, I'm thankful because it's really taught me a lot. So I can kind of take a look at where are we in this market cycle. And for the next market cycle, I'll definitely be able to know where to be taking profits a lot sooner, right? And where we could be at. So anyways, so those are the lessons that I learned. Now, the more important part, right? What's my plan to make this all back? So first things first is if we take a look at LUNA, there's been people trying to leverage revenge trade LUNA. So first things first, I am not going to revenge trade. This is something that people do. They lost a lot of money and they're trying to make it back really quick. So they'll trade on margin and maybe they'll get a winner. And then, they'll end up blowing even more money. So first things first is I'm not going to revenge trade. I'm not going to try to trade LUNA. I know there was like a day yesterday where the thing pumped like thousands of % and people got all, crazy excited. Could this thing go back to a penny and yada, yada, yada. For me, I'm not going to do that. I think that's stupid. I don't think that's an intelligent thing to do. The second thing, my portfolio is mostly going to be, for this time, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins like USDC. I think that USDC is safer at this point than Tether. And that's going to be my portfolio. Mostly Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins, and some other alt ones that I'm just kind of holding on to at this point. So that's that. Why? I think that Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think that they have the chance to outperform just because, people have lost so much money on alts. People are scared. They're fearful, right? They're at like this, I don't know. They've either capitulated, maybe they're in the anger depression phase. I don't know. So people are scared. They're probably going to be stacking their money into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Institutions for sure. They're definitely, majority going to be buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's why I think it can also outperform. My other plan is to just continue to dollar cost average into the market monthly. Okay, especially at these great prices, just taking a portion of my paycheck and just allocating it. Even if you were to just do like $1,000 a month, or maybe you can only do $100 a month. I don't know. It's been proven to be a great strategy, especially because our overall thesis, the market's going to continue to rise and adoption is going to continue to happen. I don't think there's any stopping that. Okay. Now, another thing that I'm going to be doing is I really like this GLP play. You've probably heard me talk about it before. Basically what it is it's an index token. It's 15%. When you buy GLP, you're basically buying 15% AVAX, 15% Ethereum, 15% Bitcoin, and 55% stable coins, which, it's blue chip assets and stable coins. So the cool part about this is what GMX is a leveraged trading platform. And by owning their GLP token, you automatically get a percentage of the trading fees. And you can see that currently you earn 43%, which is crazy. And it's paid in AVAX. So it's not some crap farm token, which is really, really good. So I have been dollar cost averaging into the market with GLP. Again, I'm not going to have more than 20% of my portfolio in GMX and GLP, but I do like this because I think it's a great way to dollar cost average in the market. Obviously, there's some smart contract risk here, but I do really like this platform. I think it's actually fantastic. So yeah, that's one other thing that I'll be doing. And the last thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm not quitting. Like the only way that you really lose is you quit now, right? And there's going to be a lot of people that, quit now. They had too much money exposure to Luna and UST, and they're going to quit. And they're going to still miss out on this run of a lifetime, which if you take a look at where we're actually at, right, this is network technologies. They're being adopted still faster than the internet did. And so we're really like at this point where the internet had like 200 million users, right? And I see this adoption curve for crypto just continuing to grow, especially up until 2030. I think that if you don't have exposure to crypto, throughout, 2022, 2030, then I think you're going to be missing out on life-changing gains, really, like life-changing gains. Yeah, that's my time horizon. I still think that $500,000 Bitcoin's on the card, $10,000 Ethereum's on the card. Like my game plan is to continue to research, dollar cost average into the market. And I know that doesn't sound like the sexiest thing, and it's not going to, make back this money right away, but also, it's safer than trying to do stupid things like revenge trading like a lot of people are doing, right? So anyways, that's my game plan. If you'd like to be updated with all of the specific moves that we are making, then join our Discord at blueedgefinancial.com/crypto. You get a ton of cool stuff. Be part of a really helpful community. My partner that's been in it since a penny helps guide the group, and he's been in Bitcoin since it was a penny. He helps guide the group, so he's been through a lot of this. Obviously with Bitcoin and the entire market multiple times. So that being said, feel free to check out some of the other videos on our channel, and hopefully this was helpful.